Hi, this is Skoggit, and today what I'm doing is I'm doing a beer review on a beer that I have never even tasted or never even really heard of. It's called a Brooklyn Lager. That's the way the bottle looks. And this beer was sent to me by one of my subscribers, a good friend of mine, Alan R. And I want to give you a shout out, Alan R. I appreciate you sending this to me for a review. And also, I hope your dad is doing well. I know he has had some medical issues with him, but I hope he's doing fine. And I don't, like I say, I don't know anything about this beer, and we're going to kind of look at it, and I'm going to see what's going on with it. Let me see. With my eye, I can't really see that good. As you know, I had a retina detachment, so might have to take my glasses off in order to read this. It says, aroma, a true American original, is smooth, refreshing, and versatile with food, whether it's your first craft beer or your 100th. You'll find Brooklyn Lager as robust and inviting as ever. And that's what it says on this side. And let me see. Well, I should have just kept these off. Got to close one eye in order to read. Brooklyn Lager is a direct descendant of the pre-Prohibition favorite Vienna lager style, displaying a firm malt center supported by refreshing bitterness and a floral dry hop. And see, it's brewed by and bottled by the Brooklyn Brewing Company, Utica, New York. 5.2 alcohol by volume. And it says on the front here, it says pre-Prohibition style. If you're not familiar with the pre-Prohibition style, what that means is this beer is made to specs, which is using only the choicest ingredients. In other words, it's better than it's kind of hard to explain. Pre-Prohibition beer, anytime you can see that on there, you're getting a good quality beer. I mean, they take pride in this, and it's like with the lagers, which this is. It's using only the finest ingredients and brewing it to the top quality, the top quality of the brew. And it's not like kind of a mass-produced thing. Like it's like one of the other breweries where the grains is like okay, we got the grains, but they're not selected. These are all selected. These are all selected and inspected and stuff. And that's what makes a pre-Prohibition style beer and brewing really good. And I'm anxious to get into this because I've never tasted it. And this is one of Alan R's favorite go-to beers. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Got my Big Reggie opener. Thanks, Big Reggie. Give a shout out to you also for bringing this to me on your last visit. And this beer is ice cold, and see the little moisture coming out. Now we're going to go ahead and pour it and see what we got here. Okay, I've got a real nice color to it. It's kind of a dark amber, and the head does not dissipate quickly. I mean, it's lingering, and I like that. And also, the carbonation in it is it has a lot of carbonation. Yet the head is still there. That's what's really good about this. It's now slowly starting to dissipate, but it's taken a while. To me, that's a sign of a well-brewed beer. And I like the color of it. It's got that dark amber. Give it a sniff here. Yeah, with a sniff, I can smell the the malt. It's got a malty smell to it. A pleasant smell, really pleasant. Just really nice smell to it. Might be kind of a caramel, kind of like a caramel notes with kind of I don't know, maybe a hoppy smell, but it's good. It's a pleasant smell. It's a smell that it just is refreshing, and I like that. Wow, just a really good smell to it. And also, if you notice, that head still hasn't disappeared, my friends. It just still lingering there, and I like that. To me, that's a sign of a real well-brewed beer. Some of them will just dissipate like quick as you pour it, but this one's still lingering. Just got that linger to it. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. And besides, something else is I rate my beers on 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, by the way. I get like a real smooth, creamy sensation in the mouth. It's got the taste of like malt, and there's kind of a sweetness and then a bitterness, which pairs hand in hand. It's just it's fantastic. The sweet, you taste the sweet, then kind of a bitter. At least I taste the sweet, then kind of a bitter. But it's not a bad bitter. It's not like a bold bitter. It's like it's there. And let me take another taste. It's so smooth. It's so smooth, and there's no burn going down. It feels good in the mouth. Got a great taste to it. It's kind of like caramel notes with malt, like a mixture. There's a little sweetness there, but then the bitterness, and it just it all blends together. This is in my books, and this is a really well brewed beer. I mean, I can tell they take pride in it, and it's got a good taste. I really don't care for bitter beers. I mean, if a beer has a bitter taste, I don't really like it. Like IPAs, I don't care nothing about those. This one is different. It has the sweet, and then it has like a bitter, but it's not like a biting bitter. It's one of those bitters what's a pleasant. If I can describe it, best way to describe it. And this is really a fine lager beer. Brooklyn lager, man, that Prohibition style. You can't beat those. If you find it, any beer what has Prohibition style, that means that is top quality beer. And going to go ahead and rate this. Rate my beers from 1 to 5. I'd have to give this a 5. I really will. It's so pleasant. I'm going to take another drink, by the way. Just a pleasant, smooth beer to drink. Like I say, you got the sweetness, then the bitterness, what goes hand in hand, and it's just a real refreshing beer. I like it. Would I buy it? You bet I would if I could find it. I don't even know if they sell it here. I haven't seen it. This is the first I've seen of it, and it's really good beer, and I can see why it's one of Alan R's favorites. I really can, because it's just a very, very nice beer, and can't say enough good things about it. If you can find this in your area, go ahead and give it a shot, and see what you think about it. It's really refreshing. This beer would go with like a barbecue. It would go with just about anything, really. Mexican food. I mean, it would pair with just about any food there is. This is Skoggit. I appreciate all you viewers and subscribers out there, and want to give another shout out and thanks to Alan R for sending this to me for review. And it's really a fine brew. And right now there's still a head to it. I mean, it still hasn't dissipated, and that's just that's amazing. That's fantastic. A sign of a great brew there. This is Skoggit. Appreciate all you viewers and subscribers. I have more beer reviews and more videos coming, and y'all take care.